Hello, I am Dr. P.K. Verma. You all students of biology and my colleague teachers are most welcome in this session of biology classes. Today I will discuss the characters of flowers and the process of microsporogenesis and the megasporogenesis. Now let us just revise the structure of a typical flower. It was already discussed in class 11 in greater details. Now in this photograph, a partly bloomed China rose has been shown. In all the flowers or most of the flowers, there are only 3 regular whorls along with an outer calyx. So the 4 whorls, calyx, corolla, endoecium and gynoecium makes the flower complete. If any one is absent, the flower is incomplete. But in China rose, there is an extra whorl known as epicalyx. Now see another diagram. It is the vertical section of the flower of China rose. You can see that from the thalamus of the flower, a small leaf-like structure, epicalyx, that was shown here, is arising from all around. Its number may be 7, 8 or 9. Then there is a group of sepals forming calyx. It has 5 sepals and all sepals are united together to cover the internal organs, to protect the internal organs in the bud condition. The second essential part of the flower is corolla. The corolla is made of petals, that is colorful here, and then the third word endoecium and fourth word gynoecium is there. Epicalyx is found in only a few families, and one of them is Malvaceae, in which the China rose and the okra or lady's finger belong to. Jute also belongs to this family. It is extravert. Now calyx, it is the first and outermost word made of sepals. It is generally green and can photosynthesize. But in some flowers, such as pomegranate, calyx also is colorful. It has attractive saffron color. It is often persistent. The second essential whorl is corolla, made of petals. These petals are white or colorful. The color is used to attract the insects. Third one is endoecea. It is made of stamens, 3, 5, 6 or many. It is the male sex organ of the flower. The innermost word or the central word is gynoecium. It is made of 1 or more carpels or pistils. It serves as female sex organ. There are many flowers which is unisexual either has endosperm or a gynoecium. In monocots, there are flowers in which calyx and corolla are not differentiated. Now, come to the reproductive organ. The endosperm is the male sex organ. It has many stamens in the multiple of 3 or 5 and sometimes large in numbers. The stamens have long filaments and at their apex there is a terminal anther. These anthers are generally made of 2 lobes, and in each lobe 2 pollen sacs are developed. So in an anther 4 pollen sacs are developed. Now it is a transverse section of anther. In it, the pollen sacs have been shown as round structure painted reddish. Now come to the process of microsporogenesis. It is a magnified view of transverse section of anther showing the 4 pollen sacs. It has an epidermis and hypodermis and remaining part filled with the parenchyma. Now pollen sacs form haploid microspores by meiosis, and the process of formation of microspores is called microsporogenesis. The microspores are the minute spores meant for formation of male gamete. In a young anther, a mass of parenchyma is found surrounded by epidermis, but very soon a hypodermis and a pollen sac develop in them. In each pollen sac, in one corner, the hypodermal cell differentiates, becomes larger, the nucleus becomes prominent, and cytoplasm becomes dense. This large cell is now called archisporial cell or archisporial initial cells. Now the archisporial cell enlarges further and divides periclinal or tangential, resulting into outer primary parietal cell and inner primary sporogenous cell. The primary parietal cell undergoes periclinal and anticlinal divisions, that is radial and tangential divisions, and they form 3 to 5 layers of the wall of anther known as tapetum. The primary sporogenous cell may divide many times to form a large number of microspore mother cells. Now these microspore mother cells undergo reduction division or meiosis. Generally, all the microspore mother cells start division at the same time and they are in same stage, so it is called synchronization. As in meiosis a group of 4 haploid cells are formed, the microspore mother cell also forms 4 microspores and the group is called tetrad of spores. This is the various arrangement of spores in a tetrad. It is icosahedral, isobilateral, T-shaped like this, and linear tetrads. It is the sketch diagram showing formation of microspores. You see archaeosporial cell divide to form primary sporogenous cell and the primary parietal cell. From primary parietal cell, a tapetum is formed by mitosis, but primary sporogenous cell forms microspore mother cell, and the microspore mother cell forms tetrad of spores by meiosis. The microspores represent the first cell or mother cell of the male gametophyte. That is, it is haploid. It contains a centrally placed nucleus, dense cytoplasm, and two distinct cell walls. The outer is called exine and the inner is intine. At certain places, the exine is absent and a germ pore is formed. The exine is chiefly composed of a chemical known as sporopollenin. This sporopollenin is derived from carotenoid esters or the oxidative polymers of carotenoids. These are pigments. Exine is a tough substance providing resistance to physical and biological decomposition and thus check the natural decomposition of pollen grains. Now, at the germ pores, exine is absent. In dicot plants, there are 3 germ pores in the pollen grains, so it is called tricolpate. But in monocot, only 1 germ pore is found and it is called monocolpate. The intine is composed of pectin and cellulose, and the cellulose fibrils are arranged parallel to the pollen surface. The intine is generally thicker under the pores and it may contain some enzymatic proteins. In insect pollinated species, the surface of pollen grain is covered by an oily substance known as pollen kit. The pollen kit provides stiffness, stickiness, color, and a specific odor to the pollen grains. It can attract insects due to the smell. It also protects pollen grains from the effect of ultraviolet light, and therefore nectar that contains lot of pollen grains is used as sunscreen lotion. The microspores, when separate from the tetrad, are generally uninucleated, but very soon nucleus divides to form a larger vegetative cell with a vegetative nucleus and a smaller generative cell with generative nucleus. Many vacuoles appear in between the nucleus and pollen wall in the site where vegetative cell is to be formed. The generative cell that has a haploid nucleus divides once by mitosis and forms two male gametic nuclei. Thus, after formation of two nuclei, vegetative and generative, or three nuclei, vegetative and two gametic nuclei, the microspores are called pollen grains. So after dehiscence, pollen grain is released, not the microspore. Now see the entire process in this diagram. The first diagram shows microspore mother cell. It is diploid. Meiosis I occurs to form two nuclei. Meiosis II forms four nuclei. Around each nucleus, a small amount of protoplasm condensates and the two layers of wall, intine and exine, are formed. So it forms the tetrad of microspores. Now, after some times, in each microspore, the vegetative and generative nuclei are formed, and later on, generative nuclei divide to form two gametic nuclei. These two gametic nuclei are seen in yellow color. In different flowers, pollen grains have different shape and size. These pollen grains are shown in this photograph. It has 5 to 6 species of flowers. Now come to the gynosium and megasporogenesis. The gynosium may be made of a single carpel, that is monocarpellary, or many carpels, that is multicarpellary. The multicarpellary condition has two types, apocarpus and syncarpus. In case of apocarpus condition, entire length of the carpel separate from each other, that is, even the ovaries are separate. From such flowers, aggregate fruits such as the raspberry, strawberry, castor, etc. develop. But in most other cases, the ovaries fuse together forming a common ovary, and the condition is called multicarpellary syncarpus. When you will cut a section of tomato, you will see two locules inside it. So it is bicarpellary syncarpus. In the brinjal and cucumber, when you will cut the cucumber, you will find that there are three parts in the ovary, so it is tricarpellary syncarpus. In okra or the lady's finger, 5 carpels are there, so 5 locules or 5 chambers are there in the transverse section of okra fruit. Now the carpet has 3 parts. The basal one is ovary, the middle long filamentous style, and the apical is stigma. Ovary has one or more locules, and in each locule one or more ovules develop. These ovules are attached to the wall of ovary through a small stalk called funicle. The point of attachment of funicle to the wall is called placenta, and the arrangement of ovules in the ovary is called placentation. I would like to suggest you that you must know the types of placentation in flowering plants. It may be marginal, precentral, basal, parietal, or axial placentation. Inside ovule sac, a parenchymatous tissue known as nucellus is present, and the megaspore is formed inside this nucellus. It is a hypothetical diagram of ovule. The outer reddish wall is fruit wall, and inside it there is an ovule. This ovule has made of two layers of integument, and the integument encloses nucellus. Inside nucellus there is the megasporocyte or the megaspore mother cell. The upper open part forms the micropyle, and the basal part is called chalaza. Now see the process of megasporogenesis. The megaspores are the large spores meant for formation of female gametes. These are formed from the hypodermal cell near micropyle of the ovule. The ovules consist of a central body or nucellus. It is made of parenchyma, but the embryo sac or female gametophyte develops within it, replacing nucellus in most of the cases. Nucellus is enclosed within one or two layers of the integument. One layer is called unitegmic, and two-layered ovule is called bitegmic. Unitegmic condition is found in gamopetalous flowers, whereas bitegmic condition is found in polypetalous flower. There is an opening of integument sheath where the nucellus is exposed. It forms a mouth-like structure that is micropyle, and the basal part is chalaza where the funicle is attached. The archisporial initial cell differentiates within nucellus from the hypodermal cell. It is distinguished from other cells by its large size, dense cytoplasm, and prominent nucleus. In the tenuinucellate ovule, the nucellus degenerates completely, and the archisporial initial cell directly functions as megaspore mother cell, so it will enter into meiosis. In the crassinucellate cells, ovules, the cell divides forming primary parietal cell and primary sporogenous cell. From the primary sporogenous cell, the spore mother cell is formed. In either condition, the spore mother cell undergoes meiosis to form 4 haploid megaspores. But in most cases, linear tetrad is formed and 3 megaspores degenerate, so only one functional megaspore survives. In some cases, 2 megaspores or all the 4 megaspores can survive, and therefore the conditions are called monosporic, disporic and tetrasporic conditions. Now the functional megaspore divides thrice by mitosis and 8 nuclei are formed. These 8 nuclei divide into 3 parts. One forms egg apparatus with 3 cells, another antipodal with 3 cells and 2 central nuclei. So one cell, 8 nuclei stage is formed. The 2 central nuclei fuse to form a diploid primary endosperm nucleus, so the total number of nucleus becomes 7 within the megaspore. In this diagram, the megaspore mother cell is present within nucellus, divides by meiosis to form 2 cells at first and then 4 cells. One of them, generally the largest one, forms the functional megaspore. Now this functional megaspore divides by mitosis, and these 8 nuclei are formed in them. These 8 nuclei rearrange themselves in 3 groups. This diagram shows a mature ovule. Here also the egg apparatus is present near micropyle. One is ovum and 2 are synergid that help in fertilization. In the center, 2 central nuclei fuse to form a diploid secondary nucleus or the primary endosperm nucleus. Antipodals are towards the chalazal end. Now see the process by this sketch diagram. Here is the archaeosporial initial cell. It is diploid. It forms primary sporogenous cell. Again it is diploid. Now it divides and forms megaspore mother cell, or it can directly behave as megaspore mother cell. Now this mother cell will divide by meiosis and 4 megaspores are produced. One is the functional megaspore. From this functional megaspore, 8 nuclei are formed by 3 mitosis, 3 antipodals, 3 egg apparatus and 2 central nuclei. Now after maturation, the ovum becomes ready for fertilization. It waits for pollination and fertilization. So we will discuss the process of pollination, types of pollination and mechanism of fertilization in the next session. Thank you. Thank you very much.